Good morning guys, welcome back to Parker's Workshop, and it's 2020. This is the first video that I'm recording in 2020, and I want to welcome all my subscribers back. I'm going to continue with a Lego Rambling series now. I got myself this Lego Techniques Land Rover set, and I'm going to spend the next few hours building this. But I'm going to make a bit of a change with the Lego Rambling series. What I'm going to do is I am going to ramble a little bit, and then I'll do a speed build basically of thing, and then do review at the end. So still rambling, but not as much as in the previous series. I didn't get any negative comments about it, but it did get very long, and it was quite beefy uploads to do. But in any case guys, as I said, if you like what I'm doing, let me know in the comments. Likes are welcome as well, and please subscribe. Okay, so let's get into this build. Let's just close down this remote. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, I've opened the box already. Sorry for the glare. I know the light I've got on very flat shiny surfaces, there's a bit of glare going back to the camera, but when I remove the box, that will be gone. Okay, so Lego Techniques Land Rover Defender. It's the new Defender. I've got a soft spot in my heart for the Land Rover series in real life. But let's now look at this one. So it's 42.8 centimeters long. That is quite long. I've got a ruler here at the bottom. So if we look at this, 42 centimeters, it is from here, where my thumb is, all the way up to here. So it's quite large, okay? And then it's 22 centimeters high. So again, height-wise, I'm just going to use, see, let's move this out of the way. So here's 42, so that's up to there. 20 to 42, that's 22 centimeters. From the dimensions that we can see, so it is 42, it's up to there, and 22 high. Ooh, it's about there. So this is, it's quite large. Okay, it's very, very large. All right, but so let's get it out of the box. Or shall we just, wait, let's look at the back of the box first. It's quite heavy as well, in case you're wondering. Okay, so this build, you can see here, let me just get back to that. So you can see here, hopefully, if my camera angle allows it, that you can see the pistons moving up and down as the engine is moving. It's got suspension, so there's some type of spring suspension underneath this Land Rover itself. There's a 4-speed sequential gearbox. Okay, this is the first time I'm building something like this. Up till now, most of my builds, I would say 99.5% of the builds I've done has been Star Wars. But because I want to do this Land Rover, I'm not building this, and now it means I'm getting into gearboxes and steering mechanisms and things like that, which is it's putting me a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm not used to it. It's a little bit more technical, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's just have a look here. Then there's a high and low gearbox selector. Hectic. Drive, neutral, and reverse gear selector. So it's automatic as well on top of that. Alright. Then there is what do you call this? A tow wrench at the front. Okay. And then obviously a canopy with all the goodies attached to the roof. Overall, a very big build from what I can see. Alright. So here is the manual. I've already opened it slightly. As I've mentioned before, I try to keep my boxes and everything intact. So I've cut this plastic so I can put the manual back into the baggie again when I'm done. It comes with a sticker sheet that I have now just managed to fold. Hopefully I can fix that still. Put that back in here. Okay, the manual is quite thick. You can see that. The only thing that I was disappointed about so far about this was that when I opened up the manual itself, okay, if you buy a Star Wars UCS set, then the first 4 or 5 pages of the manual is all about the vehicle. It tells you about a little story about it, its design, its development, and maybe about the designer. This manual, although it's that thick, it goes nothing into the car. It would have been nice to have a few pages in the beginning of the manual just about the real car in real life, you know, what it took to develop it, the legacy, where it comes from the original Land Rover from the 1940s, and how they had to look at the design of the new Land Rover Defender to keep that spirit and all of that. But no, nothing like that in here, just straight into the Lego build, and I find that a bit disappointing. Okay, you can see that something I find a bit strange in the Lego in this build, and it might just be because it's Technics and I've not built Technics before, is that there's only 4 stages, stage 1, 2, 3 and 4. The Star Wars builds, the biggest Star Wars builds, have got 11, 13, 20 bags sometimes that you can open and build, but there's only 4 here. And if I look at the stages of the builds, then it's quite massive. It's huge jumps, so yeah, this is going to be tricky. It's going to mean there's going to be a lot of parts in just 4 bags from what I can see, or four chapters of building it. Yeah, so it's going to be a bit difficult finding all the parts. Alright, so next page, it starts immediately on the first, it's not first bag, it's just like chapter 1 basically. So let me quickly get the bags out of the box before we start building. Let's get the stickers out of the way. Manual over here. So inside the box is another box. Okay, we'll have a look at that now. And then inside the box there's more bags. Okay, let's just get this box out of the way. Okay, so let me just make sure that this thing's still recording. As those that might have followed my Millennium Falcon build, I've had some camera issues along the way, where cameras would stop to record and so forth. So let's just make sure. Okay, so the iPhone 7 is still recording. Let's go check the 11. 11 is the problem child. Is it still responding? Uriah, yes, perfect. Okay. Disconnect. Okay, so look at the size of these tires. It's quite massive. Just look at that, and that already gives you an idea of the size of this vehicle. I don't think I've done a build this big yet. I've bought sets that were more expensive than this, but the price to piece ratio is quite high. No, sorry, wrong. The piece to price ratio. I've got a lot of pieces in this build. Where the other sets, I think the highest I've got was 1,900 or something like that, or 1,700, and that was the UCS Slave 1 that I've got right up there. I read that this is 2,000 something pieces. Okay, and this was cheaper than the UCS Slave 1. Okay. Let's look at the number of bags. Okay, so as I've mentioned before, usually what I'm used to is that bags are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so forth. But there are lots of bags numbered 4 here. There's a 4. There's a 4. Here's a 4. Here's another 4. yeah, let me quickly sort these bags out. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look at these following pieces. They are not numbered, so they are just like loose. And these are your tires, or your wheels basically. And here's your rims. Not sure if you guys can see. Have a look there. It's quite big rims, and you've got your what do you call these things again? Your fenders. I think it's quite unique pieces as well. But okay, so let's get to bag number 1. Put these tires away to the one side. Okay, so we've got lots of bags, but only in four basically categories or chapters, or I'm not sure what you want to call it, 4 bolts, sub bolts. Okay, so there's 3 bags here, and we're gonna start with this. Let me just go get a scissor. Okay, I'm back, and as I've mentioned before in my other Lego Rambling series, I prefer to open these bags as neatly as possible because I keep the bags as well. So yes, this is my scissor, and what I do is I just do a neat cut up to there roughly, and oh, we've got bags within bags here. Okay, so it's a lot of pieces, as you can see, and I'm gonna sort them out quickly. As you know what I do, I pack them out all out nice and neatly. I won't make you watch this. With a bit of magic, it will all be done. Okay, so here we are. Magically, everything has been packed out and laid out. I won't be lying, this was a lot of work. I can't remember when was the last time I had to pack and organize so many small pieces. But in any case, here we are. I am not zooming in, I mean, because just there's so many pieces here, and for everybody to see what's going on, I think it's best just to work out with the complete zoomed out view. Okay, so I've got a very small space to work in, as you can see. So I'm gonna have to work right here in this little space because the rest of the space is occupied by the Lego pieces. Okay, and so here we go. We're starting with baggie number 1, or stage number 1. And as I said, I'm gonna do a speed build. It's gonna be quiet, you'll just see me work, and I might stop here and there for some commentary. Here we go. Okay, so I guess we're halfway through on this stage, and I thought I would just give some commentary about it. This gearbox, basically what I'm building here, sequential gearbox. It is probably the most complicated Lego build that I've ever done. It makes me think of the closest any of my Star Wars sets comes to this is the BB-8 build, that big BB-8 that's on there on the shelf. That one over there, I'm not sure if you can see it. That is probably the most complicated that I've done in Star Wars. In that refers to the internals inside. yeah, so far, okay, so you can see our suspension here. We've got independent suspension. This is pretty cool. Obviously the shocks must still come into place. It's just very complicated, and I've been, I don't want to say battling, but it's been a bit of a challenge keeping track on exactly in the manual what must be done with these gears. It's a bit tricky to follow, but so far it's a big boat. You can see we've got quite a lot left on the table here, and I just thought I would stop right now and just give some commentary about it. But it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this, but it is complex. Okay, let's get back to it. Right, so I completed stage 1 of the build. It's massive. It's actually very impressive. I did not expect anything like this. Just look at this thing. Just look at it. It is a monstrosity of gears, to be honest. And I just sat here and I'm such a idiot noob. Well, I've got no idea what's going on in here. I just assembled the gears as the book said I should. Yeah, obviously I can see that these are there's the shocks. I can see there's this is where the wheel is attached. I can obviously see I assembled some gears, and there's a gear selector here. I mean, I can see that, but it must have taken this designer a long time to actually build this and design it. I mean, I want to say this is a piece of art. It's just amazing. Okay, so I've got a few pieces left. My not sure if you noticed, this was a very long build, and that is the only criticizing thing I want to say about this Lego set so far, is that the stages, the between builds, they know all the bag number 1s and all the bag number 2s, it's too long, it's too big, it's too much. For example, when I start with a build, okay, and I've got all the pieces laid out here on my desk, I cannot just leave it here and come back tomorrow. There's always a chance that some of these pieces will get lost. I mean, I've got dogs and I've got the sun and things happen, so I can't just leave it here. And this was too big a build. Okay, I would have preferred the stages to be smaller, and that is the only critique I can give to this build so far. It just was too much to get to this stage. Okay, I would have liked a few more smaller stages in between. But okay, I guess this is for a more adult audience, although it says 11 plus. I would like to see the 11-year-old that sits and builds this by himself. My son is 12 and I can't see him building this by himself. It will take him, if he had to do this, it would have been full of errors, okay, and he would have gotten bored along the way. Alright, but here we are. This was such a big build that I'm starting to run. I ran out of battery on my top camera. I'm running out of battery on my remote. I'm not sure how this camera is doing at this stage. So, but it's really impressive. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, now to edit this. I really hope I've got enough footage of all the angles so that I can please you guys, my subscribers. Please leave me some comments. What do you think? Do you think this build it's just too big, not for stage number 1. Give me some comments. In any case, guys, I'll release this on a weekly basis just because it's such a big build. I can't just do it in one go. As you notice, this is a different. I am not talking as much as I did with the Millennium Falcon. Imagine if I had to talk about bibs and bobs while building this. It would have taken forever. So this is basically an intro, a speed build with me talking in between about something if I find it interesting, and then the speed build continues, and then the conclusion. Let me know what you think about this new format, if you liked it or not. Don't like it, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the ramblings or do you prefer this? As I said before, I am not here to compete with Jang. This is me doing what I enjoy, and I'm sharing it with you. Okay guys, till next week. Cheers, enjoy the new year. May 2020 have lots of good stuff installed for you. Cheers.